What's up, guys, and welcome back to Warehouse B. I am Andrew. He is Chris.
Hello.
And today, for our special 10th episode, we figured we'd throw some John Carpenter in the mix. We're getting ready to do something real special with Carpenter on the channel. So, Chris, why don't you tell them what we're talking about today?
All right, today we are talking about the very, very mild-mannered Prince of Darkness. It's not crazy at all. It's very very normal, kind of run-of-the-mill.
Passe.
Just the Prince of Darkness. It is probably, I know it sounds crazy because Carpenter's made so many crazy movies, but I think it's by far his craziest.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely one of them.
I think. The first time I ever watched it, no idea what was going on. When you watch this movie, and everyone should watch it, especially if you like Carpenter. I mean, a lot of people haven't watched it.
Yeah. It's one of the last one of his that I actually saw before I got them all watched.
But everyone should watch this. And when the first time you do watch it, make sure you have nothing else to do. No Facebook, no potty break, no popcorn. If you look down at your bag of popcorn, you're going to miss something.
Yeah, it had been a year since I'd seen it, and I had to watch it again today just to even talk about it. So there's a lot going on.
Last time I watched it was about a year ago, and I had to do some refresher. It's because it's wild.
Yeah.
But anyway, Prince of Darkness is a mix between biblical story and science. There is a what's it called? A solar eclipse, isn't that?
Yeah, there's an eclipse going on,
and whenever that happens, it sets into motion some stuff with the anti-God. This thing that is found in the basement of a church is the son of the anti-God.
Yeah, which for 1987 didn't look too bad. It was a canister with some kind of green stuff
swirling green.
Yeah.
Bunch of scientists come to check it out. They all eventually get possessed, of course, and bad stuff starts happening. There's roaming, I guess I should say, gangs of homeless people outside, led by the Alice Cooper.
Yeah, who wrote the theme song for this movie.
Yeah, but the theme song actually came out a year after. I didn't know if you knew that or not. But
after the movie came out?
Yeah, the theme song that he wrote didn't come out on record until a year after.
Huh. Well, while we're on music, let's talk about how good the soundtrack is, because sorry, Brandon, this is my favorite John Carpenter soundtrack. I think I may have said that on another podcast. It is phenomenal, and the first 10 minutes of the movie has a theme going through all the scenes, and it sets the tone for a very atmospheric, very claustrophobic ride that you're in for.
I don't know. Right now, I don't know if I can say it's my favorite Carpenter, but it's definitely his most ambitious.
Yeah.
Like it's, he released, I don't know how long ago, it wasn't very long ago, just like maybe a year, maybe 2 years ago, he released Prince of Darkness album, like a re-release.
Yeah. And
it is 2 hours of music.
Wow. For
a 1 hour long movie. That's very, very ambitious.
Yeah.
Most of his albums that he's released from movies are like 35 minutes of music or 45 minutes of music, somewhere around there. This is 2 straight hours of music.
Yeah.
And it shows. I mean, he's...
Yeah, him and Alan Howler, who he worked with a lot.
Yeah.
A little backstory on this movie. He had just came off of Big Trouble in Little China, which was
huge flop,
box office failure.
Yeah.
And
one of my favorite movies of all time.
Oh yeah, definitely top 3 Carpenter for me, for sure. And there was a little bit of studio interference. The opening scene of Big Trouble in Little China the studio demanded that because Jack Burton looks so bumbling, they wanted him to look like a hero, even though the rest of the movie shows he's not.
Yeah, he's...
So he went independent. He signed a 2-picture deal with Alive Films, the first of which was this movie, and the next was They Live, which I'm sure we'll talk about at length another day.
Hopefully.
But, a lot lower budget, but I kind of think he gets more creative with the...
I think so, too.
With the lower budgets.
Yeah.
He has to. Characters in this movie. Who did you like? Who did you not like?
Definitely Pleasance. He's always... maybe not character, just pleasant. I mean, he could have just been himself, and I would have been happy with him. He has some really funny parts for a non-funny movie.
Yeah.
Like the homeless lady touching him, and he looks down at his hand, and he's like, ugh. Just stuff like that, and with him, stuff that he's supposed to be serious
gets kind of hammy.
And I'm not a big ham lover. I mean, I do love ham, but
we're not kosher here.
In movies, I'm not a big hammy. I don't like real, goofy stuff unless it's in a slasher movie or an older horror movie. Then I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
And when it comes to Pleasance, he's
really good at it.
He's very, very good at it. But he's definitely sticks out. I actually thought Alice Cooper was really good as just a menacing leader. He looks like a homeless person.
Yeah.
And I think he actually had the best kill.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, there's a lot of deaths, a lot of possessions and stuff like that. But his kill, I think he just did the one kill.
Yeah, it's the bicycle impalement.
Yeah, but that was one of his actual stage props that he...
At the time.
Got the guy with, so...
Victor Wong, I really like him, the physicist professor.
Yeah, I like him in everything.
Yeah, Tremors and Big Trouble and this. Wasn't he in like Three Ninjas or Sidekicks or something? Like one of those ninja movies?
Wasn't Sidekicks, it was Three Ninjas. Okay. He was their grandpa.
He's always a good, crazy old guy. Yeah. And he's really good in this as kind of the doubting Thomas to the spiritual side of everything. That and I kind of like Dennis Dunn, who also played in Big Trouble in Little China. His character was totally different in this movie. He was giving off a gay vibe sometimes, and other times he wasn't.
Oh yeah.
I didn't quite know how to take him, but
he's bi.
Maybe that's what it was. But his character was pretty interesting. The main guy, the stoic guy, I think his name's Jameson Parker. I may be totally wrong. I know Jameson
right.
something.
He
was in Simon and Simon.
Yeah.
With his big old porno mustache that he's got going on. Yeah. He was all right too for just the straight guy, but
I think he had the best scary part whenever he rolls over in bed.
Oh yeah,
and sees her.
Yeah, that jump scare near the end.
Yeah, and I don't normally like jump scares, but this movie pulled them off way better than most movies.
Yeah,
and Carpenter, I don't think Carpenter really does a lot of jump scares. You look back to Halloween. There's only one in the original Halloween. There's only one jump scare. Because that's all you needed back then.
Yeah.
Now you have to have one every 5 seconds.
Yeah. Favorite parts of this movie? You mentioned earlier you like the death of the guy with the cockroaches.
Where he like disintegrates. I like that. I thought that was really cool.
The guy saying this is a bunch of caca.
Yeah. 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 I really liked that part. The first time I watched it, I wasn't really paying attention when he first, when it reveals that he's got the cockroaches on him. I wasn't paying attention at first, and then all of a sudden he's gone, like he's falling apart. So I had to rewind it.
I think the scene that I liked the best, I was laughing about it anyways, when they have, I think Dennis Dunn's character's name's Walter maybe, and they have him in a closet. And the possessed girls are trying to come through, and he's, get me the hell out of here! And they pull him through. I like that whole sequence. That was kind of funny, true to his character.
About halfway about half of it is really memorable.
Yeah, it takes it a while to get going.
Yeah.
It really does.
Yeah. It starts off kind of... I don't know if I'd say it starts out slow. It's like it starts out trying to explain how they can do all of this in the second half.
Yeah, because there's a lot of exposition they have to go through.
Yeah.
But
it's kind of... If you're not really into those kind of movies, I could see how it'd be exhausting.
Yeah.
You know, I can't see your average moviegoer being like, oh, I love this movie.
But you're watching Warehouse B, so obviously you have a better taste than most people who watch movies.
Exactly. So you should love this.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I mean, really, I would think most people that would be watching this probably have already seen it.
Yeah.
I would think. And they just want confirmation that they have good taste. And you do. Trust me. I know.
But anyway, you got anything else?
I don't think so. I mean, it is we were just talking earlier, one of these days we want to do a video on Carpenter's Apocalypse trilogy. And you know, this is my least favorite. This is my least favorite of the Apocalypse trilogy.
Yeah, I don't know if I can say the same thing.
I don't think most people would. I don't think most people would pick Mouth of Madness over this.
Yeah.
But I'm not most people.
So where would you rate this? I'm going solid 3.
For sure.
I think it's good but not exceptional.
For sure.
I think there are some good things in the first half of the movie. I think the score carries that first half and the sense of dread. But the second half, from the time...
the score always makes you think something is going to happen right then, and it doesn't.
Yeah.
Right now.
It's usually a few seconds after.
Yeah.
It's
awesome. It's a awesome
From the
score.
moment that ooze and that canister gets that girl, from that moment on, it's just total thrill.
And those were good effects.
Yeah, for 87.
87, yeah. Those were good effects.
But anyway, I guess we're giving that straight 3s across the board. That'll wrap it up, and we'll see you down the line on the next Warehouse B.
Peace.